F1. I am very bright.
Eric, you were late on the countdown.
Well, this meeting is being recorded. Continue. I almost pressed leave meeting.
If you left, what a great way to start. If you left the meeting. So, this is the brand new F1 podcast. We don't have a name as far as I know.
I thought you had a name.
Do we?
I don't know. You said you came up with one.
Oh, did I? Well, if I did, I forgot.
It was like a box or something like that.
Is that what we're calling it? Is it box?
That's what you called it.
What do you want to call it?
I was gonna call it Pit Stop Podcast, but that's already taken, so we'll have to come up with something else.
Yeah. Is box taken?
I have probably not, but
all right. Well then,
I'm not trying to plagiarize here.
As of right now, I guess our podcast is called Box. So good thing we got that settled. A great way to start episode 1. The about hour-long process that we just spent trying to get this set up because we're both inadequate morons.
I am not a Zoom expert now.
And I had to go take a dump.
Oh, cool.
So, but yeah, so Eric, you are the massive F1 guy here, so you explain this.
All right, so we have the classic wheel here that you guys use for No Call, No Show. And we have just input our F1 ideas in here. So first we have Ferrari strategy and blunders, and then Red Bull dominance, followed by Mercedes overtakes Ferrari in constructors, then Nick de Vries debut, new Williams driver, and then empty Alpine seat, Ricardo future, and race predictions. Yeah,
so those race predictions, is that for next race or for like?
I put them for all of them. That's what I did when I made my notes.
I'll be catching up during the podcast then, just like how I did in school.
I mean,
so that's good.
Or we could just do the next race, but it's up to you.
Well, we'll see how much time we're on whenever.
Yeah.
Of course, watch that be the very first one that we land on.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be utterly atrocious because I'd be looking up tracks very quickly is what I'd be doing. But all right, so do you want to go ahead and...
All right, we're first spin.
So let me ask you a question here, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
When we were doing the intro, was our face in front of the screen, or was it up to the?
No, corner? It was up in the corner.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're up in the. Well, you want me to move us to the middle now?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said okay. We're up in the right. So you want us permanently in the middle?
No. Okay, this is what we spent an hour trying to figure out. So before, Eric, when we spin the wheel, you'll move us to the top corner. But when after the wheel is spun, yes, but for the intro, we should have been in the middle. And then when you showed the wheel, you should have moved.
Well, do you want to redo that whole intro again?
I'm not redoing. No, we're not redoing the whole intro. Nope. All right. Well, just move us into front of the wheel now. So we're gonna talk about the empty Alpine seat.
All right, empty Alpine seat. We are now in the middle.
Hey, round of applause, everybody.
Finally did something right.
Look you can see who we are now. That's Eric. I'm Paul.
This isn't the Zoom troubleshooting podcast.
Dude, Zoom sucks.
Yeah, that's why Zoom is Blackboard Collaborate.
What? Blackboard Collaborate?
Yeah, that's what we use in school.
That's coming from a man still in college and a one who isn't. Ha ha. All right, so I already forgot what we're supposed to talk about here.
All right, you want me to start off?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, go for it. Alpine.
All right, well, so Alonso left. They're not getting Piastri because Piastri already signed with McLaren. I would go with Jenny Ricciardo. He was there from 2019 to 2020, so he's somewhat familiar with back when they were called Renault, so why not? And I mean, he's a decent driver. I mean, he hasn't been doing too good with McLaren, but I think he can score some results, maybe. But maybe I'm just being too optimistic for him.
I mean, for me, it really comes down. You could call up someone from F2, but why would you? You know what I mean? It'd be kind of like Nick de Vries, and we all know where he's going, which we'll get to later. But all I really see working out is Herta, and they didn't grant him his FIA pass or whatever, his exemption. So that's not going to happen. And he would go to McLaren anyways, because he drives for McLaren and IndyCar.
Right.
And then you got Latifi, which that Latifi will probably be banned from F1 tracks after what they got. What 5 races ago, 6 races?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually not that many races. I could actually do that really quickly. Okay.
Yeah, it's not many.
Yeah, for some reason I thought there was like 15 to go for some reason, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's got to be Ricardo, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would say Ricardo.
Or they gotta, if they don't want Ricardo, they're gonna have to pay another team a lot of money to get somebody else out of their contract to bring them in. And I don't think Alpine 1 has that money, and 2 wants to do that.
Mm-hmm. I did hear rumors about Pierre Gasly leaving AlphaTauri and going to Alpine. It would make sense with a French driver going to a French team, but I don't really see him leaving AlphaTauri. He's just too good there.
Yeah, I don't.
Pretty good young driver at 26, so I think he's good where he is.
I don't know. I mean, what's happening with Mick?
I think he's staying at Haas for now, but there is like a little thing that he might leave, but I don't see him leaving Haas.
Could you see Magnussen getting in an Alpine seat?
Or there is a possibility, but I think Gunther Steiner likes to keep him.
Yeah, Magnussen or Hulkenberg. There's also Hulkenberg.
Well, he could. I know he's with Aston Martin. He's the reserve driver.
Yeah.
So it's maybe.
It's talking about somebody that needs to get out of the sport. Lance Stroll. Please kindly F off. Please kindly F off.
I would say he's the next person to get kicked from F1.
Oh my God,
But his dad owns the team, so I don't think he's leaving.
I don't care what his dad owns. I care less. He sucks, and he knows he sucks, and he knows he's taking up a seat for a whole season next to Sebastian Vettel. If you have Vettel as a teammate and you can't improve, what are you doing?
Yeah, you got a 4-time champion there. I mean, he can give you advice, and still no results.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe a point here and there, but that's not enough.
Wow, one more than me. Congratulations. Wow, that's worth all the money that they're paying him. But I guess if you do think about it, his dad's not really losing any money paying him, is he?
Probably.
Know what I mean? Yeah. So.
I mean, his dad's a billionaire, so.
Yeah, I mean, he can afford it, but billionaires are cheap. And so I wouldn't be shocked if, honestly, what's his name was just getting like if Stroll was just getting like a what's that thing called when you do chores around the house and your parents give you
an allowance?
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if his dad was just like giving him an allowance.
There you go, son. Here's a $2 million allowance money.
I know, right? Like that wouldn't shock me, to be honest. But I don't. It's got to be Ricardo. If it's not Ricardo, then I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. Because Ricardo will sell shirts, he'll sell hats, he'll sell merchandise, and that's money. I mean, I don't know.
I think they want results.
Yeah.
Results and points.
I get that. Because Alonso has raced up towards the front. I'm not going to say finished a lot up towards the front, but he's been up there a lot.
Of this season?
Yeah.
And last season, too. He did get a podium in, I think it was Qatar last season.
World Cup. There's my shameless plug for the World Cup. But I don't know. If Ricardo wants to drive, it's got to be Alpine. Which he says he wants to. If he, of course, we're now talking about Ricardo's future pretty much, it seems. But
if it's not Alpine, he's out.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't know.
Because he's really, really sucked at McLaren, especially this year.
Like, did they take his confidence from him, or what happened? Because he went from what is he, a 5-time race winner?
Stepped 2018 to 2019. He stepped down from Red Bull, so that's like down a step to Renault.
Yeah.
And then from Renault to McLaren is kind of like a sidestep. So.
Well, to be fair, we also all thought McLaren was going to be a
powerhouse team,
a title contender this year. I'm not going to say title contender, but much better than they were.
Third in the. Did they finish like third or fourth in the championship? Either like last year or 2 years ago.
I think they finished third last year. But remember how everyone was saying, "Oh, McLaren just finished third, and we got this whole new car. Maybe they'll come in. Maybe they'll fight for second or first in constructors. Who knows?" Yeah, that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
They were what?
Even Lando is struggling to finish up there.
There's a billionaire that knows how to drive a car. I'll give it to Lando. He knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, Alpine's gotta. It's a good problem to have, I guess. You know what I mean? They got solutions, but there is only one right answer. But where do you think Alonso goes, real quick? Or where is he going? We know where he's going.
To Aston Martin, I'm pretty sure.
Why is he doing that?
I guess he's not happy with Alpine.
But that's a step down. I don't know.
There must be something. Maybe I wouldn't think it's money related because, well, it could be money related. I'm not too sure. Maybe he's tired of Alpine.
Could you see? Oh, here's something. Fun fact. I'm about to bring up Eric's all-time favorite driver here. Could you see Alpine approaching Kimi Räikkönen?
That would be cool. I would love to have Kimi back in F1.
I think he would do it, honestly.
He could. I mean,
he enjoyed that NASCAR experience.
He did.
He liked it a lot, and
I don't know. Maybe he's retired for good now. But
yeah,
he'd be the oldest driver now. If he came back, he would be the oldest driver.
Wasn't he? He was oldest last year.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes, I don't know, who's an old driver that's now retired. No, that's like retired, that race back in the day. Here comes the corpse of Juan Manuel Fangio to take over the oldest driver from Kimi Räikkönen.
Juan Pablo Montoya.
Juan Pablo flying.
He's done NASCAR too.
Yeah. Quick thing about Juan Pablo, he might get in that 91 car, the car that Kimi drove.
Mm-hmm.
He might get in that. And I'm going to get to that car later, actually, because it does have something to do with something we're going to talk about. But he might drive that car in NASCAR, the one-off for the Pitbull owned, well, co-owned NASCAR team. But yeah, that's all I got. So, I mean.
All right.
So now, Eric, you will move
us back to right top right corner. There we go.
Hey.
All right. Spin the wheel again. Let's see what we got.
Shout out to people that enjoy the wheel.
Oh,
all right.
Well, kind of like what we just said for the empty Alpine seat. It's Alpine or nothing. It's Alpine or nothing.
I can't see him becoming a Mercedes test driver. Mainly because I understand Ferrari has been Red Bull's biggest rival, but I would argue Ferrari has been Ferrari's biggest rival this year. And I would argue that because of that, Mercedes is still Red Bull's biggest rival.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Ricciardo, him and Max would get married if they could. He loves Red Bull. You don't see people usually leave teams on like good terms. Mm-hmm. Usually it's like, oh, here we go. It's like Alain Prost and Ferrari. It's just middle fingers all day, and you know what I mean? But I don't see him going to the rival.
Yeah, I don't see him going there either. I mean, he could go to Williams, but we all know Williams is going for difference, but that's not going to work. Alfa Romeo, they got Zhou on a new deal.
I saw that.
I think it was today. So they got him for a couple more years.
I like that. If we're going to talk about that real quick.
Yeah,
I don't see anything wrong with it.
There's not many open seats left, but yeah, I don't know. I pretty much Alpine nothing. That's all I got for this one.
This is where the NASCAR was going to come in for me, because there were talks. Now I don't know if it's not going to be a full-time schedule. That's for sure, and it probably would only be the road courses. But I want to say there's 8 or 9 road courses on NASCAR schedule next year. Mm-hmm. So let's say they run 4 of those. There's half. There were talks that Ricciardo would get in that car, the 91 in NASCAR, and go drive NASCAR. But then Ricciardo came out and said, I want to be in F1. Mm-hmm. So
he's not going to be in F1 if he doesn't produce results.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, and he hasn't really been doing that lately.
I don't know. If he goes to Williams, he's collecting a paycheck, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
All power to you. But then Williams is really stupid because they could have a future world champion.
Right. But they will have an experienced driver.
Yeah.
With
yeah.
Alex Albon.
And Albon's looked great, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm. He's gotten some good races, a couple points. They've only been like 1 or 2 points, but they've been pretty good
compared to where they were last year and 2 years ago.
Yeah,
1 or 2 points
better.
For Williams. I mean, hand in the
1,000 times better.
Yeah, hand in the constructors. Really, It's Alpine. Like, this is the easiest answer.
Mm-hmm.
And if
you want to stay in F1, I can't talk. Stay in F1, go to Alpine.
Yeah, I mean,
that's your only option.
You got because he's Australian, as everyone knows. He could go do the Stadium Super Truck Series in Australia, which is hosted, or it's like run by former NASCAR driver, IndyCar driver Robbie Gordon. Mm-hmm. He could do that. I don't see him doing that. He could, of course, go IMSA or Le Mans and stuff like that. I don't see him doing that. I don't see him doing IndyCar.
Yeah, I was about to say he may want to follow Grosjean and Ericsson in IndyCar, but
if you are following Romain Grosjean, you need to choose a new career path. Because you're hitting the wall.
IndyCar.
I don't know. Their season ended, I want to say 2 weeks ago. Jimmy Johnson's, by the way, retiring from full-time racing.
Oh no.
I feel eventually that this podcast is just going to turn into the full racing podcast. Like during like Le Mans week and Le Mans testing, we're going to talk about
all racing events.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's eventually what this is going to turn into. Because when the Daytona 500 is going to happen, I won't.
You're gonna go nuts.
Yeah, I won't shut up about that. But I would love to see him in NASCAR, just because it's an Australian. The last time we had an Australian was Marcus Ambrose, who won a race at Watkins Glen. He drove the number 9 for Petty Motorsports, which is now Petty GMS. He was somewhat successful for an Australian, first time Australian, got a race win. It's a road course, I get it, but race win's a race win.
And didn't Ricardo drive an old NASCAR from Zach Brown's collection? I think it was at the US GP last year.
He drove one of Dale Earnhardt's old cars, and he said it was the most fun he ever had in a car.
So he might want to think about moving to NASCAR if he doesn't get an F1 seat.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, is he not comfortable with these cars? Maybe. I don't think
maybe it's the new regulations.
Really
screwed with him.
It just doesn't, because the one thing with these new NASCARs is if you go into the corner, you got a great chance of just sliding up the track and into the wall. There is no side force on these NASCARs. And I feel like him coming from F1 all those years, where you have all the grip.
All the grip and the downforce.
Yeah, on the planet, anything you want. And then he gets in a NASCAR and he goes into turn 1. Oh, I think it's over because he's not used to it. Probably not. He's a professional.
It's going to be a really big adjustment for him.
Yeah, and so that's why I don't see him doing NASCAR next year, maybe for another year if they fix the side force on these cars.
He might do like one test race.
That wouldn't shock me.
Because didn't Kimi do one? I think he did one, right?
He did. Kimi did a couple tests. It wouldn't shock me, but Kimi, he's also, I understand it's an older NASCAR car that he raced in, but he has raced NASCAR before. He's been in a field. He did ovals, so he knows what it's kind of like.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if Ricardo did like Xfinity. Now, is that below him? Yes, very much, because once you get past about 15th in the Xfinity series, there's no talent. And if you drive in the truck series, once you get it past about 10th, if you come home with an unwrecked truck, praise the Lord. Because anybody that is outside the top 10 in the truck series is on drugs. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to drive. They just slam it into the corner and they pray to God. So I don't see him doing that because it is below him. So once again, it's got to be Alpine or Williams. And as we said,
it's probably not going to be Williams.
Yeah, Williams is not going to say yes to him.
No.
So yeah,
right.
There you go. I like the idea how I can see that you're moving it because of your cursor on the screen. Go up.
Yeah.
All right. So Eric, what do you think of the wheel so far? You like it?
It's pretty good. I like to experience it live because I've been watching the No Call No show on YouTube. Oh, here you go, race predictions.
All right, Eric, please stretch this out and take a long time. Give me a minute.
Okay, race predictions. So I'll obviously go first because you will be doing research.
Make sure you start with Russia.
Russia, well, Russia is off the map. That race is canceled, gone because of what they're doing to Ukraine. So next race is Singapore. This season, Max has won all the street races or street circuits except for Monaco, in which he came in third. So since Singapore is a street circuit, I believe he's going to come in first. I might as well say he's going to come in first in every single race remaining this season because he has just been on a tear. I mean, what, 5 in a row? I think
yeah, he's
or something.
He's running. I mean, every race, and you could say some of it's Ferrari being retarded. I understand that, but at the end of the day, you got to have talent.
Yeah,
and he's the best driver in the world right now.
Yeah, he is the best driver on the grid currently.
I'd say
undisputed.
world. I'd say world.
Mm.
I'd say out of every driver, NASCAR, IMSA, Indy, every form of racing, I'd say Max Verstappen is your best driver on the planet.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with you there. He's just been so dominant because like kind of been iffy in the start of the season with the engine fail, not really engine failures, but car failures in general, just having problems. But he's really picked it up towards the end of the season. He really wants that second driver's title, and he can win it on Sunday if he wins, get the fastest lap. And I believe if
does he,
Charles gets 5th or lower, I may be wrong on that. He'll be world driver's.
Well, that's all but guaranteed.
So,
for Eric, let's just say Ferrari will make sure Charles will get 5th. They will make sure.
If their big brain strategy doesn't screw them up, Charles is going to put it right into the wall, just like France.
Don't remind me, you piece. By the way, we probably should have said this before. Eric, big Red Bull guy, loves Max.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Ferrari guy because I'm a jerk off.
Yeah, it's funny. I started watching F1 in 2019, and it was either I like Mercedes, I joined the bandwagon. I like Ferrari, like the most popular team, or go with Red Bull, which has young talent and they're somewhat. I mean, not new, but they're somewhat new. Listen, okay, Red Bull.
Listen, you prick. I think part of being a fan of racing is actually liking a team that is based on a car. The next time I see the Red Bull F-150 driving down the road, all right, I will be fully supportive of Red Bull. But until I see a Red Bull Honda S2000 going down the road, no. Ferrari actually makes
I'm a Williams
cars.
fan. There's no Williams Explorer.
Williams is grandfathered in. All right, they've been around for years. You're not going to pull that excuse.
Oh, where's my Haas CRV?
All right, well, you got a point there. I did not think about Haas. God damn it. I'm cutting this part out now just because you proved me wrong.
No, you're leaving it. I fully expect to see this on my TV.
Yeah, you got me there. I don't know. Right. The reason I like Ferrari is because when I started watching it, I did not really start watching it until he started watching it. But I would watch a race here and there growing up because my dad would put it on. And I started watching when Ferrari were dominating. And as a young kid, you always pick the team that dominates.
Mm-hmm.
And from that moment, I'm a Ferrari fan. Now, I wish right now I still pick the team that dominated, but I'm stuck with the decision that younger, stupid
Ferrari. I don't know. I grew up with NASCAR. I learned my numbers as a baby through NASCAR. So I didn't watch any F1 until 2019.
Who's your second and third for Singapore?
Second and third, it's going to have to be. I would say Max is going to win, and then I would say Hamilton second, and probably Charles third.
Okay.
I don't know. I would say like a good like showing of all the top 3 teams.
I agree with you, except Charles will finish outside the top 5, and Sainz will finish 3rd.
Yeah, Charles will finish in the wall maybe, and Carlos
Yeah.
will somehow find gravel in a street circuit.
Oh, don't, dude! He drove 1 lap in 2 races, and got a contract extension.
No, he got the contract extension, then
And
he
then
celebrated by driving it into the gravel. Yes. Thanks, Ferrari. Let me beat your car twice in a row.
What?
Yeah,
But-
I bet you Ferrari and Binotto was ecstatic about that.
Well, we'll get to Binotto. Oh,
Hey,
we'll get to.
he pulled your strat from the F1 game, saving the engine by not doing 2 races.
It's true. It's very true. That is what I do in F1. That is either I crash Eric or I explode the other half of the field. But
true.
We'll get to Binotto. You just wait. We'll get to Binotto. What are you looking for the Land of the Sun, or what is it?
Oh, Japan.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
We're doing all right. Since I have no idea. All right, since we're doing all races, I also wrote this, so it's a good thing that we're doing all races. If Ferrari wants to stay in the Constructors' Championship, they cannot make any more mistakes. They have made too many. They've used up all their free mistakes. Now they can't make any more.
Yeah,
if
well,
they make one mistake, they're done.
All right, well, Eric, they made a mistake by deciding to show up. Okay, there was their first mistake.
Because Max is going to be on the podium, guaranteed, almost all the time, unless he fucks it into the wall or something breaks.
I need Carlos Sainz to go ahead and Senna Max Verstappen every single race, like what Senna did to Prost in Japan in 1990?
Yeah, some around there.
Sainz will earn his damn contract if he does that to Verstappen.
He'll get a second contract extension if he wipes Max out of all the races.
Right, he will.
Yep, and then his contract money will cover all the damage to the car. He'll get no money.
Hey, but what's his name would finish first. I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Because Perez has been consistently, he hasn't been on the podium, but he's been top 5.
He's been consistently consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad for number 2 driver.
No.
Mark Webber.
Mark Webber. It annoys me to no end how Ferrari went after Sainz and Perez, or Red Bull went after Perez. Both McLaren drivers at the same time, right? Yeah, they were teammates.
I don't know if they were at the same time, but yeah, they're both.
They're former though, right? Yeah. I wish somehow Ferrari had. I get it's Vettel, and I get you kind of can't tell a 4-time champion to F off. Kind of wish I told Vettel to F off a couple of years earlier.
Well, I don't know. Vettel was good in 2018, 2019. Could have won the titles, but.
Well, why didn't he?
Because Ferrari.
Yeah, it's great.
That's when they realized that their big brain strategies were pretty good.
They need a German. When see, this is what I don't think people understand. Let's go look at history here. World War II. The Germans and the Italians teamed up together, and it worked for a bit. Someone's ego got a bit too big, but German and Italy, they were going to take over the world together, show how they are the best people on the planet. Now, German and Italy, join up again, and Vettel has great years for Ferrari. Well, I don't want to say great. They didn't win a title, but good years. Decent. Yeah, good years. You know,
a good fight.
We won races, which is we've won races this year, but but it doesn't feel like we have, to be honest. And it looked good. German and Italy. When you have a dictator with a very terrible mustache and a short man running the show, it works for the Italians. So
this was a world history class.
Get me Rosberg. Give me Hulkenberg. Give me some German. I will take a newborn German. Throw him in the car. We'll finish first.
I did see a Ferrari meme. It was back in the 2000s when Schumacher was beating everyone on easy mode. It was when Ferrari wasn't run by Italians. They had Ross Brawn, who was British. They had, I think it was their car designer or technical director, who was from South Africa. everyone was from everywhere but Italy. They're winning.
Because
Now
Eric,
the Italians come in, run everything, and now they're just running it into the ground.
Eric, because this is how the Italians work. You notice how the German Volkswagen owns all the Italian supercars. So Volkswagen makes the cars, so they're made well, and then they let the Italians do the brochure. So they just lie. It has 1,000,000 horsepower, and it has jets, and it shoots rockets. I'm pretty sure that's what the Italians are doing with the F1 car. They're like, we're Italian. We can't fuck this up. Oh, wait, we're finishing 8th because we pit with 1 lap to go. Who would have saw that happening? Italians are useless little midgets.
Make good food, though.
They do make good food. Yeah,
no,
they. And in the scene with Cars where they returned to Italy, that made me want pasta. Cars, what is it? Cars 2 or Cars 3? Cars 3.
I don't remember. I only remember Cars 1.
It's fair enough. It's good cars. But so Japan, you got Verstappen winning.
Probably Verstappen,
which we've already decided.
I don't know. I just made like a bunch of like different points on my predictions. So if Ferrari gets their strategy right and they actually do good, maybe they can squeeze 1 more win. Maybe. But that's a big maybe.
I agree with you on that.
But
and
that's all I mean that Red Bull has to really fuck up if they get a win.
Could you? No, because Red Bull's already. I mean, for goodness sakes, everyone on the grid handed Ferrari the win when they all decided to change engine parts. Max was starting 14th. What was his last race? 2 races ago. Still came in and won.
Oh, Belgium.
Yeah, drove from 14th on the grid.
Yeah.
They handed it to Ferrari. Here, you can have this one. You can have it. We don't want it. No, you can have it. What did Ferrari go and do? Oh, please, you have it. It's like 2 idiots holding the door for each other. No, you can go first. No, you can go first. No, you can go first. And then here comes a Dutchie that just runs through them and
goes straight through.
Yeah.
Thank you, sirs. What else do I have? I think I already mentioned this, but another Mercedes double podium. Both Lewis and George will be on that podium. Probably behind Max.
Okay.
But
I don't know. I'm gonna throw in a random one here just because I agree with you. I think you're right. It's a double Mercedes with Max. I'll go Max, Perez, Stroll. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he does something. I see that face you're giving me. Put that face away.
Oh man, Aston Martin's got to come up with a master plan.
No, I think they just look into it. Because it's getting towards the end of the year. I understand we've changed a lot of parts throughout the year, but still, parts are old. They get worn down, all this.
Right.
And I see them. Let's be realistic. They've been running 20th the whole year when Latifi's not on the track. Because Latifi's been racing for 57th. All right, let's be realistic here. He's racing cars in the parking lot. So Ricciardo and Stroll have been running 19th and 20th the whole year. That's not using your parts. So maybe they'll do something. That's my take on that.
Maybe the parts just suck.
All right. Well.
All right. What else do I have here? Alpine beats McLaren for 4th in the constructors. Alpine's already ahead. They've been more consistent in the points than McLaren, so that's what I see.
No, that's
especially with both Alpines scoring the points, with only one McLaren only scoring points, and got one McLaren in the back, not doing anything really.
You're right. I'm not gonna. Yeah, you're 100% right. Even for content purposes, I'm not gonna debate that. You're right.
My next prediction is Alex Albon will get another point for Williams, maybe 2.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know what? He gets a top 7 before the season. I'm calling a top 7 somewhere. So, what track was it where they drove the whole race on one set of tires?
That'd be Australia.
Was that Australia? Yeah.
I think that was 50 laps on hard tires.
I'm saying, I don't know what track it would be. I don't have them pulled up.
It's Singapore, Japan. It's on my phone.
I don't know. One track, they just go, there's an early caution, right? And they come in and put hards on. And they just go the whole race on hards. And they finish 7th or 6th. I'm saying it right now.
That's totally doable. Yeah.
I think
they can do it.
I think they get a top 7. I think Albon gets a top 7 before the year.
And Latifi causes another safety car and messes up the whole strategy.
He's hit everything but the safety car this year, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Probably pull a Mazepin from last year and just go right into the back of someone, cause another accident.
Do you think he's gotten his money back yet, or they still have his?
No,
No.
I'm pretty sure they kept it. That's how they're funding the team, so they're still alive.
Fair enough.
And my last prediction is AlphaTauri overtakes Haas for 7th in the constructors. Haas hasn't scored a point since I don't know when.
It was such a good start to the year.
Yeah, it was a P5 for Magnussen at the season opener. That was good. I was really happy for that. Yes, let's go, Haas.
I was excited because I mean, we're Americans, so
Haas is the only American team. Currently
we pull for Haas. Now, I won't root for Haas over Ferrari. I don't think Eric will root for Haas over Red Bull.
No,
but
especially if Andretti isn't coming to F1.
Yeah. Well, should we discuss that at the end? Just add that on at the end.
We could. Yeah. Okay. I don't have any notes on it, so you guys.
I don't either. We'll just BS it. Which is, what I do with my whole life. But I pulled for Haas, and when they got 5th, I was like, yes. And it didn't shock me because I get in NASCAR at Stewart Haas, but they haven't been good. They haven't been good ever since kind of like Harvick won. Cole Custer got a win last year, but ever since Harvick's, was Cole Custer a win last year? I want to say it was a win last year at Kentucky. But ever since Harvick's 8-win season 2 years ago, they have sucked. Stewart Haas. They have had no speed. They've not been able to do anything. They've had speed here and there, but not at all what they should be. And Haas a year ago, they seemed to be building something. This year, they come out 5th, and I'm like, maybe they're transferring funds to the F1 team. And then I guess they ran out of funds.
Yeah, probably. I was really hyped after that, kind of like how you were hyped for the 1-2 in Bahrain, the same race. I was like, yes, finally, Haas can do something, and then just like Ferrari, totally blow it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to debate you. Haas will slip.
Yeah, because I feel like I also don't know the last time AlphaTauri scored points, but AlphaScory. But I don't know. The Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly combo, I think they work pretty well. They're both very young drivers, especially. I know Tsunoda is younger than us. He's like 21.
Makes me feel.
And then Gasly's only 26, so.
It doesn't make me feel good. Pause for a sip of ginger ale.
And a young, optimistic team with the sister team, Red Bull, of that, so they'll get some good attention. Or
that's going back to you saying Gasly.
Rather,
yeah. Well, another thing, because you saying Gasly won't leave, I don't see Red Bull letting him leave because I think Red Bull looks at Gasly as a great third driver, but also he's been in the building with them since he was 16?
Because he was up at the Red Bull, the primary team in 2018. 2019. 2019, because 2018 was Ricardo.
I mean, he knows Red Bull inside and out. He knows how it works. And I understand he's driving for AlphaTauri, but it's the sister team. They absolutely share notes. They absolutely do. If people don't think they do, you're an idiot. And I think they just feel comfortable with him.
Yeah.
And so I don't see them letting Gasly go. And then, they're young. So you got anything for the U.S. or?
What do you mean for the U.S.?
The U.S. Grand Prix? That's the one I'm looking at them.
Yeah. U.S., Japan. Max wins it all. Maybe a mix of Mercedes, Ferrari podiums, swapping between second and third.
I think to sum this up for the rest of the season, even though I said Lando will get a third, it's going to be...
You said Lance.
Lance is going to get third. It's going to be Verstappen 1, and then a mix of Ferrari and Mercedes 2, 3. Yeah. I think that sums that up pretty much. I don't... And then Sochi will figure out whenever they decide to.
Sochi, probably never.
Bring that back. All right. Well.
All right. I think that's all for the future predictions.
Solid. It's not a hard topic to talk about now, is it?
No.
It's all right.
All right. Well,
go ahead and start roasting me.
Mercedes overtaking Ferrari.
By real quick, just because we're recording, what do you think about the Ferrari SUV? First ever SUV.
I have not seen it.
Have you not seen it?
Well, maybe I have seen it, but I forgot about it.
Well, that shows you how memorable it is because I hate it. I think it's a piece of shit. It looks like they're trying to copy Lamborghini. And the one thing that always I love Lambos. By the way, if you look very closely, if you're an eagle-eyed viewer, Eric got a Countach poster back there behind him. And as you know, I love Lamborghini. I love the outrageousness of Lamborghini. But then I like Ferrari because it's totally opposite. They're very orderly and very, you know what you're getting. But then you look at the SUV and it just looks like a copy to me, and I don't like it.
I'll try to copy the Urus from Lamborghini.
Yeah, not like style-wise, just like, here's our SUV, go buy it. And it's like, why?
It's probably an outrageous price because it's a Ferrari.
I believe it's over $250,000. I believe. I'm either correct on that or I'm way off. But all right, so Ferrari. All
right, so Mercedes overtaking Ferrari in the constructors. Mercedes is now only 35 points behind Ferrari in the constructors.
So they're gonna do it.
Most likely.
Yeah.
I mean, Ferrari keeps messing it up on the strategy. The drivers do have a little bit of blame. Obviously, Carlos into the gravel and Charles into the wall. So that doesn't help their case either. So let's see.
Real quick, Charles was leading when he went into the wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He had a pretty good lead, and then lost it.
And then he binned it. Yeah. All right.
So let's see. So I have like a kind of like past stats of the last like 5 or so races.
Okay.
So at Monza, Ferrari took 2nd and 4th.
Great.
So they kind of beat Mercedes that got 3rd and 5th. It's not too bad. But at the Netherlands, Mercedes got 2nd and 4th compared to Ferrari's 3rd and 8th. So they're kind of like going back and forth. And at Belgium, Mercedes got 4th, and then Lewis totally destroyed the car.
Fernando Alonso. He doesn't know how to race in a pack. He only
knows how to start and race from first.
There you go. Yeah.
And then Ferrari got 3rd and 6th. Could have been 5th, but strategy call.
We'll get to that. That's
still on the wheel.
That's a topic.
At Hungary, Ferrari got 4th and 6th. Another bad strategy call, while Mercedes got 2nd and 3rd, and Hamilton got the fastest lap.
Yeah, he did.
At France, Charles fucks it into the wall while Carlos gets 5th. Meanwhile, Mercedes gets 2nd and 3rd, but actually Ferrari did get the fastest lap, so you have that.
Wow.
But you did have a driver who did not score any points at all.
Wonderful. 1 point because of the fastest lap, Eric. Shut up. But you did get the fastest lap.
All right, and then all the way back to Austria. This is my last race I have listed. Right. Ferrari got a 1st and a DNF. So they did win the race, but Mercedes got 3rd and 4th and the fastest lap. So I don't know how you want to see that.
I see that as 3rd and 4th is better than 1st and DNF in terms of constructors. Now, personal for drivers, you want 1st, sure, but constructors wise, they are just useless. Ferrari. You know what? I know it's on the wheel. I can't wait any longer. We're going to talk about Ferrari strategy included in this. I can't.
All right.
What are they doing? Who are they? What drugs are they taking to then go, yes, we're going to bring him in with 2 laps to go. Oh, we lost a spot. How did that happen? You did not do the math to see, well, it's going to take this long for the pit stop. And then when we inevitably fuck it up, because we're Ferrari and we're a bunch of idiots, it's then going to take this long to fix that F up. So then he's going to pass us. We're going to do it anyway. Why? Why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? Stop. Just run the race. Finish where you're going to finish. And stop getting so greedy. If you didn't get greedy, you would be probably, I don't want to say you'd be up there with Max, because I don't think you would. But you would have 2nd for constructors locked down.
I would rather take a 5th with no fastest lap than 6th, because I think the difference of 5th and 6th points wise is more for 5th, more than 1. And even Fernando Alonso was surprised that they called him in for the fastest lap.
Yeah, because Fernando Alonso, well, when he raced there, he wasn't racing for a bunch of Italians. So he was probably like, thank God. Can you imagine Alonso on the radio this year if he was at Ferrari?
Pretty bad.
Oh my
He also wouldn't go
God.
1 kilometer mile or whatever. I'm just gonna say 1 mile an hour. 1 mile an hour over the pit lane speed and get
Yeah.
a time penalty.
What are they doing? Like, what? They go into every race and it's like, all right, we maybe are not finishing where we want to finish, but it's like, it works. You know what? It's fine. And then they just find a way. Every single what they're doing. Do you remember when Ricardo should have won Monaco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They caught him into the pits and they didn't have the tires ready.
That's Ferrari this whole season. The whole season, minus the first race. That's Ferrari the whole we blew our load on the first race of the season, and that was it. That's all we had.
You guys had a 1-2 and be like, oh, we can't do that anymore.
No, impossible.
I can't believe we did that.
Do you know?
We're so sorry.
We need more pasta. Shut up.
Yeah, that was pretty bad at Belgium. But if Mercedes keeps doing their thing, because they seem to be doing a lot more consistent than Ferrari, then they might overtake Ferrari.
Mercedes is. If Mercedes does not overtake Ferrari, it's shambles. It's
Italy
shambolic.
Will be burning if Ferrari comes third in the constructors.
Dude. Oh God, it should have been such a better season. Yeah, no, Mercedes. It just the consistency of. Hamilton's always gonna. I don't want to say he'll always win because he won't this year. You know what I mean? But he'll always be up there.
I don't think Mercedes has a win this season.
They don't, but Hamilton will be up there. That was a rare mistake he made. Like all jokes aside. Excuse me. You don't usually see Hamilton make that mistake. But so he'll be there. And Russell's looked pretty damn good. Yeah. Like let's be realistic. He's looked
like at the Netherlands, how he made the call saying, hey, there's a safety car or virtual safety car. Let's box for new tires. And Team Lewis Hamilton got very mad at George for that and Mercedes because no, make Lewis Hamilton pit for new tires, not George.
But see, I like that about George. He's confident.
Yeah.
He's going to call. And so I think he'll always be up there as well because confidence is half of it for me, to be honest. And I don't think Leclerc or Sainz have any confidence, especially when your radio guy goes, come in. No, wait, stay out. I've already stay out. You know what I mean?
Especially at Monaco. You don't want to pit at the wrong time at Monaco because then whenever you come out of the pits, that's pretty much your position for the rest of the race.
Yeah, and there's no confidence there. And as much as Lewis may not like that they may be giving Russell a bit this year, Lewis will have trust in Toto. He will.
Yeah.
You'll hear get in there, Lewis. They have all the trust in themselves in the world.
Right.
And Russell has all the confidence in himself. So does Lewis, but still. So yeah, they're gonna pass him.
Yep.
They are.
I think Ferrari, because at Belgium, Ferrari started to communicate more with their drivers, like asking them questions during the race about strategy and stuff. So they got that down. They got the communication.
It took 3/4 of the season to get feedback from the motherfucker driving the thing.
But they're still lacking on the strategy as the Charles fastest lap attempt. So they got to work at one thing at a time. It's either communication or strategy.
Yeah, they have autism is what they have. That's what I'm learning.
So, yeah, so it's up to them if they want to test their strategies like an F1 game the rest of the season and blow second in the constructors. Okay, then, or if they want to.
All power to you. You know what, Ferrari? Yeah. I mean, Binotto's gone.
If you want to run the whole race, a dry race on full wets,
that would be a sight to be seen. But yeah, all right. So when it lands on Ferrari strategy, I couldn't.
Else for the Mercedes?
No, I mean they're gonna do it. They got all the confidence. They have all the momentum.
Yep.
They've been building this momentum throughout the season. It may not result in a win, but second place in constructors, that's a good amount of money.
Better than third.
Yeah, it's so they're gonna do it.
Might do it. They might do it the last race in Abu Dhabi, but we'll see.
I kind of hope they do. It gives a reason for the race, but yeah. All right.
All right. Next on the wheel.
Eric is waiting for one thing. He will get that thing. All
Red
right, Eric.
Bull dominance.
Take the floor.
Oh boy. Red Bull, Max more specifically is he's been on a tear these past how many races? Like 5 races. He already has 11 wins this season, which is I'm pretty sure. I think he's going for like Vettel's record. I don't know what the record is, but
I think it's 13.
Yeah, I was thinking 13, 14. But it would be pretty insane if he pulled. I think it was 2013 Vettel that won the last 9 races of the season. Boy, would I like to see that again.
Yeah.
But with Max, that'd be pretty good.
So here's my thing. You know how we just had no. So the reason I just yelled no for everybody watching, since I don't think I'm gonna edit this out. Currently, I have Aaron Judge trying to hit a home run because the Yankees. I'm a big Yankee fan. My thing froze. It's back now. But do you think it's kind of inevitable? Verstappen is absolutely going to take over Hamilton for most wins. All time,
most
right?
Wins. Mm-hmm.
All time. Like, yes.
Well, Drivers' Championships. Could he be a 7 or 8 time?
Here's my thing. Will he want to race that long? Because I get he loves racing, but he's accomplished so much. And what is he, 23?
24, I think.
24? He's already accomplished everything. You know what I mean by this. But he's already accomplished everything you could possibly accomplish. And I mean, even after you're winning all the time, it does get boring eventually, where it's just like, all right, I'm winning. Let's be realistic here. There were all the talks about Lewis Hamilton retiring when he was winning. And now it doesn't seem, there's a bit here and there, but now that they aren't winning and that Lewis is actually having to like drive the car in a way.
Yeah.
There doesn't
He's not playing on easy mode anymore.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be as much, well, he's going to retire. It seems to be he's going to come back, he's going to keep going, he's going to keep driving. So the only thing stopping me is I could see Max retiring early. Yeah, but I mean, there was that year, what was it? Was it the virus year where Mercedes where Mercedes was 1 and 2 every single race? Not every race, but it was like every race.
Majority of the races.
Like, I would say Red Bull is honestly more dominant this year than Mercedes was that year.
Yeah, they really adapted to the new regulations quickly and the new car and everything.
And they won the title last year.
Mm-hmm. So, I think if they keep it up, we're gonna have I think Max might be like 4 or 5 time champion.
Yeah,
keeps it up.
He could be 5-time before he's 30.
Very possible.
Can you believe that? 5-time before he's 30.
Mm-hmm.
He's
at that point, go for 8 titles.
No, absolutely. If you're winning one every other year, maybe call it, because he did sign. What was his contract extension? Didn't he sign like a 5 or 6 year contract extension?
He's gonna be racing a Red Bull for a while.
Yeah, so maybe he's not going to retire as much. Though retiring at 30 is still young. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
See, I feel because he's been 17. He made his debut.
Like 16. I think it was 17. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like he's already been around for forever, and I don't know. I feel like he should be like 35.
45. I don't know. I would say, I don't know, 40.
40. You thinking 40?
Do it for a while. Yeah. Do it for a while.
That's. What is that? 23 years, 23 years of racing.
Because he did say last year, could we do this for another, I forgot how many years, but X amount of years. I think it was like 15 and 20 years. But yeah. So Max is unstoppable. I wish they would help Perez a bit more so he's not stuck in 4th or 5th. Get him some more podiums, show him some more love. So, I mean, it's obvious that he's not the favorite driver. Of course, it's Max, but show more support to your second driver. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot.
A little bit more money. Not enough for Max to lose, so then Eric's not mad, but just enough to get up there.
I mean, I don't care if Max wins. I'm a Team Red Bull. Driver Kimi Raikkonen.
Driver Kimi.
Raikkonen's no longer an F1. He's retired.
But yeah, I completely agree with you. Get Sergio. Just give him like another $1 million. You have it lying around. You absolutely do.
More money and better race treatment.
Yeah, he is always. It's very. To me, it's almost as bad as Valtteri at Mercedes.
Oh, that was terrible what they did to him. In my opinion, it was pretty bad.
Oh
I
God,
liked Valtteri. I don't know.
everyone likes
I guess I just like Finnish drivers apparently. But yeah, I wish Valtteri got treated a lot better.
Finland. There's your
He
SpongeBob
should have
episode.
been Finland. Anyways, yeah, kind of Valtteri should have been treated a lot more better.
I do think if they said go at it, Valtteri would have a title.
Oh yeah, he can give Lewis one for the money.
I think he'd have one.
He'll lose, but it'll be pretty damn close.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because Sergio now is equal. I think it's equal. He's either equal or just behind Charles in the. Oh no, he's okay. He's 9 points behind Charles.
Yeah,
in the drivers championship.
After this next race, he'll be 9 points ahead of Charles.
Maybe.
I don't know if the math adds up there, but
yeah, in Singapore they're gonna forget to put the tires on Charles' car and he's gotta sit in the pits for a minute.
They've rolled the Mercedes out on cinder blocks. How they rolled it, we don't know, but they've rolled it out there on cinder blocks. God, yeah. I wouldn't put it back. But yeah, I mean, I in terms of dominant seasons that I can remember off the top of my head, of course, it's only one that I saw because I didn't really see Vettel's dominance and all that. I just know of Vettel's dominance. Max alone is kind of better to me than what Mercedes was in 2020.
Oh yeah,
this year, he is. I mean, I didn't think can he get better from here? Like, what's the next step for him other than, of course, another title?
Let's see. Getting all the poles, all the wins, all the fastest
laps.
All
right. Well, thank you.
I don't know. That's pretty much it. We've had from 2010 to 2013 the Red Bull era.
Yeah.
2014 to 2020.
2020.
No, yeah, because it was the Mercedes era, and then now we're having the second Red Bull era in 2021 to.
If Ferrari wants to come in there any moment, I would not be opposed to it, but.
I don't know. After their 2000 to 2004, with the Kimi Räikkönen season in 2007, I think they said, "Well, let someone else have a turn." We've been in the sport since its conception.
I don't. They need to figure it out. My mental health is suffering. Okay, I need to go to counseling. All right, shall we talk about?
There's always next season.
Oh, great. Thanks. Eric, us being Commanders fans, we've heard that for 22 years. And guess what happens every next season?
Same.
There's always next season. I don't want to hear there's always next season. All right.
I was called insane for the last time they were known as the Redskins that we made the playoffs. I guessed them at 8-8, and I was right, and they made the playoffs, and I showed those doubters wrong.
I remember that. Shall we talk about Nick DeVries and his wonderful debut?
We have to spin the wheel.
All right, spin the wheel.
The spinning wheel.
What's it land on Ferrari Strategy?
It's not every day you spin a wheel, Paul.
Oh, is it not? Oh, great. It lands on what I held about. Wonderful.
Okay, and the next topic is Ferrari strategy and blunders. So, Mr. Ferrari fan, take it away.
I've already screamed about this. I've probably woken up the neighbor. Probably have pissed off my mother upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Probably have Matteo Binotto sending snipers after me as we speak because he's probably heard me screaming about it. I can't. It's embarrassing. I'm all screamed out. You have the stats written down, so let's hear the stupidity.
I have all of their mistakes. So
yeah.
Before the commercial break, we already mentioned Hungary.
Commercial break. This is brought to you by Taco Bell. Eric, how was that Taco Bell that you just
Taco Bell was awesome. It was amazing.
Yeah. Eric just had some Taco Bell.
Let's see. We've already talked about Belgium and how they screwed up the fastest lap in Belgium. Let's see. France. But that was more the driver's fault. That wasn't Ferrari's fault. So Charles just decided that the wall was part of the track at France and decided to drive right into it.
What did he even do? He just like got loose, right?
I think he got loose. He took like a slightly different line and just lost it. I think he was going slightly too fast than usual and just lost it.
His job's to go fast, by the way.
And that's where we had the infamous scream there. Oh boy, you can tell that there was a lot of pain in that scream. Let's see. Ferrari, a Carlos Sainz car decides to catch fire and try to burn them to death at Austria.
Yeah.
But Charles didn't win that race, though, so that's a plus.
Dude. It's embarrassing. It's just embarrassing.
Let's see. Oh, Baku, both Ferraris DNF.
Dude, Ferrari has more fuck-ups than an abortion clinic. It is embarrassing. Embarrassing. Like, what are they doing? Every race.
And you know what's better is that 2 races prior to the Baku one at Spain, Leclerc DNFs because of an engine failure. And his Baku DNF was because of an engine failure.
Imagine Enzo Ferrari in his grave right now.
He is spitting
with his
his
purple
grave.
ink.
Not happy.
He has broken his pen, and the purple ink has gone everywhere. And he has got to be the most mad he's ever been in his life. And the dude's dead.
He's gonna come from the dead and tell Mathieu, to probably fuck off.
Yeah, I would. I'd tell him alive. It's just every single race. I bet, except for the first race. I think there's a point in every race that you can say, "Oh boy." It's just, and the only reason they got first and second is because the Red Bulls died. That's it. So yeah. Like they haven't gotten a first and second all year. They got gifted a first and second.
Right.
Let's not
that was
act
their
like
first 1-2 in like probably 10 years, maybe.
Yeah, like let's not act like they climbed the mountain and they are the new Red Bull Mercedes. Get the hell out of here. You got gifted a 1-2. All right, you're still at the bottom of the mountain with Williams sucking dicks because you can't figure out how to pull out and not go to the abortion.
What are we down there with Williams? Oh boy. God. If that's the case, Latifi to Ferrari.
Oh God. Well, where Ferrari were 15 years ago. 15 years, I'll give them 15 years ago. 15 years ago to where they are now, they might as well be with Williams. They were the best team by miles. Maybe you could say McLaren a bit because of Hamilton at McLaren, sure. But they were the best team by miles and miles. And it's like, we have hope. There's hope. Oh my God, this could be it. Here comes Ferrari, the return of the color red. Here they come. Oh boy, they pitted. Why are they pitting him? Why are they pitting him? And Sainz just spun off in the first corner. Oh, back-to-back races. Sainz just ran out of talent.
Yeah, Sainz decided to celebrate his newly signed a contract extension by parking it in the gravel 2 races in a row. That's right, at Imola. So Sainz parks in the gravel for the second time at Imola, and then Charles, he makes a mistake.
Someone wants a milkshake
at the chicane at Imola, and I'm pretty sure that's where Lando overtook him for. I think it was third or fourth.
I think it was third. Yeah. I don't know. I just.
And then Australia, Charles wins while Max DNF. So you guys were freaking out. Very excited.
Because, Eric, that was our world championship.
But Carlos did spin into the gravel again.
Yeah, well, our world championship was that race.
And yeah, and then Ferrari's like, hey, we're winning. We can't do that.
I know. It's. Imagine Michael Schumacher was not brain dead.
He'd probably be advising Ferrari.
Oh, he wouldn't just be advising Ferrari. He'd probably burn down Ferrari. Are you kidding me?
He tried to get all his old crewmates back. Try to get Ross Brawn back in there.
I'd love Ross Brawn back. Ross Brawn, in my opinion, this is going to go on a little side tangent, might be the best F1 brain to ever live. Because the dude owned a team for 1 year. And they won that 1 year.
They got the I know they got the drivers.
Yeah, Jensen Button got the drivers.
Did they get the constructors?
I don't remember, but that is where the real money is, if we're being honest. But all the grandeur, whatever the word is, it's drivers. I remember Christian Horner said that last year when Mercedes won the constructors, but Hamilton won Verstappen, not Hamilton, won the drivers. And he said, well, the money's with the constructors, but the grand whole thing is with the drivers. He's not wrong. And you look at Ross Braun, what he's accomplished. He's what now, like head of.
He works for
F1, right?
FIA. I don't know. He's setting there up with like the rules. I don't know if it's FIA or F1.
If he's setting up with the rules, I want the cars completely changed because I hate this kind of racing, honestly. Not that I hate that Verstappen's winning. It's just like. Let's at least there could be a fight for second through fifth. And there wouldn't be. There is a fight because Ferrari finds every race to screw it up. If Ferrari had half a brain, second through fifth would be decided every race as well. But
actually, the constructors and money, doesn't Ferrari have like their own rule and they get more money? They get more funding.
I believe so.
Still fucking it up somehow.
We still can't afford to pay a person with half a brain.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah.
Like I said earlier, you guys made all the mistakes in the past. Now you can't make any more, but I'm sure you guys will still make
We'll
them.
probably hire like Flat Stanley to be a tire or something. You know.
Yeah, you guys are gonna pull a Mercedes Monaco pit stop, try to beat the world record for pit stop of like what, 43 hours?
Yeah.
Almost 2 days.
All right, well, shall we talk about good old Nicky here? You want to spin it, or do you not care?
Sure, we'll spin it.
Oh, here we go. Wait. Eric, what
are we gonna get? Holy crap, Nick DeVries, who would have guessed?
All righty.
So Nick DeVries' debut at Monza.
I think it's not the best debut ever. I get that. But I think it's the best debut ever.
And a Williams too.
That's why I think it's the best. Williams. That's why I think first time in I'm not gonna say first time in an F1 car, but first time in an F1 race.
Yep.
And you do that in Latifi's car, not Latifi's car, Albon's car. You could say it's car, but Albon's look good. Albon and DeVries together, you could get maybe a 7th in constructors out of that. I don't see why not.
And that was only his first race. So as time goes on, he'll get more and more comfortable with the car, and then he'll produce better results. Because let's see, DeVries, he is a he's Formula E champion in 2020, Formula 2 champion in 2019. So he's done good.
He's
other racing series.
Everywhere he's gone, he's won. And in a Williams he finished 7th, right? 8th.
I think we finished 9th. Oh, P9. He got
P9. Okay.
He got 9th and driver of the day.
In a Williams, that's a win. Give him the trophy. Give him the trophy.
Out-qualified Latifi. I'm pretty sure Latifi tried to deflect and say, "Oh, well, yeah."
I'm pretty sure Latifi doesn't. I think he's half blind, to be honest with you. Because I've seen people in wheelchairs out-qualify Nicholas Latifi, to be honest with you. So I don't know. You go down to the local children's hospital, and they're zooming quicker than Latifi is.
Go to Shriners.
Oh God, don't get me started. But DeVries and Albon look like a Williams, not a resurgence. We're not going to go to like the Damon Hills Williams days and all that, the Juan Pablo Williams days. But it could get Williams on the map.
Yeah, get them back up where they were back in the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's not going to happen in one season, as we all know. That's just impossible.
F1 takes time. As
does take time. Yeah.
And also, DeVries screwed up his second qualifying lap in Q2. Yeah, he locked up the rear brakes on a flying lap and just totally destroyed his laps.
Still
he could have made it into Q3. But yeah, he still finished 9th, which is really good.
Do you think so? You know how like Russell was like that Williams prospect, right? It was like Is De Vries better?
Russell spent 2019, 2020, 2021, so like 3 years at Williams. So
And it took him all those years. I understand you're at Williams, but it took him all those years to get points, to do that qualifying lap at whatchamacallit was incredible. Don't get me wrong, but it took him 3 years.
Oh,
De Vries,
at Belgium last year?
Yeah. De Vries immediately in the car.
Oh, yeah, because it's only one race.
Yeah.
And you only had like a couple hours of notice.
Yeah, testing.
He tested for Aston Martin and then moved over to Williams.
Moved over, which, well, to be fair, is there a real difference in those cars? I don't think so. They both equally suck.
They're both towards the back of the grid.
Yeah, they both suck, please. He probably got this thing slower. How? But
is Aston Martin still like a Mercedes customer team, or are they using McLaren engines? Because I know they were using Mercedes engines, so
I think they're still using Mercedes engines
because they get Mercedes Academy drivers or whatever.
It shows you how Mercedes really don't care about them. Which is fair. I guess it's fair because it is a competitor. But
McLaurin Stroll, I am extremely angry.
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, I think Nick De Vries is going to be that second Williams driver.
Oh, absolutely.
Good pairing with Albon.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Because I don't see how it can go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Because now also Williams, they sold. Of course, Frank Williams passed away, and then Daughters sold the team, which they had to do. They had to. And I think that helps them immensely. Now you're getting real money in,
Yeah, they signed with like Darlington Capital or whatever.
Yeah,
so they have like, but since they cut Latifi, they're not going to get, because Latifi's dad is a billionaire.
It's fine. You'll do fine without Latifi's dad's money, please. You'll do better. All right. You know what I honestly, real quick, you know what I would love to see a livery on an F1 car? I'd love to see a Taco Bell livery.
Purple.
Just like purple, but then it just has like tacos all over the car. And the driver has to wear a sombrero.
Oh my god.
That's his helmet. His helmet's a sombrero. That'd be awesome. Get Taco Bell to sponsor Sergio.
Oh geez.
That'd be great.
Well, get like Chick-fil-A to sponsor Haas. We're gonna have all the fast food, the fast food GP.
That'd be awesome. And McDonald's is out to a very slow start. They've gotten the order wrong. The ice cream machine is down. But that's all I got. What about you?
I think Nick De Vries.
Yeah,
I'd be very surprised if Alpine took him, but I don't see Alpine taking him.
I don't think Williams would let Alpine take him.
I think Nick De Vries is going to stay with the Mercedes customer teams.
That's true. I don't think Mercedes, because I could see Nick De Vries taking over for Hamilton.
Yeah,
I could see like De Vries in the car for 2-3 years, and then they're like, all right, Lewis, listen.
Except Lewis is like the Tom Brady of F1. He's probably not going to retire for a long time.
Never going to retire. But
I haven't seen Lewis smash a tablet yet, so there's that.
2 tablets.
Oh, 2 tablets.
2 tablets. Or throw a temper tantrum in the offensive coordinator's box. But there you go. There's a little. Tune into No Call No Show to hear about that. That's really all I got for the day.
Yeah, I think it's about it for
All right.
Anything else you want to add to the podcast before we head out?
Not really. Unshare your screen because then it's easier for me to end it, please.
Oh, unshare my screen. Gotcha.
Thank you. But yeah, all right. Other than that, it was a good first episode. Do we have a time? I mean, I guess it'd be Monday or it's Tuesday, so I guess Tuesday nights we do this.
Anytime after the race.
After the race, fair enough. Yeah. So
so we'll get our post-race reactions.
This will be up tomorrow, and at the latest Thursday if I'm not a lazy piece of shit. But it should be up tomorrow. So yeah, at the latest these will be up Wednesday.
We should have like a premiere, just rent out a movie theater. Invite everyone.
Invite all the nuns of people that would show up. All the Catholics, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. The first word they hear is the F word. What are we doing? But all right, well, good first episode. Leave any suggestions if you have anything that you want us to talk about. Let us know because we can talk about it.
We'll talk about anything.
All right.
Even on F1 related, we'll talk about it.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, because we got
to have me on the No Call No Show podcast.
Hey, we're getting that read up. We're getting that ready and set up to get you on there. Yep. Yeah. But all right. Well, good first episode.
All right. Yep. Very good.
Talk to you later. Have fun.
Bye. Catch you guys later.